Hi there and welcome to another video in my Photoshop Essential Skills series. Everything you need to know to get you well and truly started on your journey of discovery with Photoshop. Now here's something I get asked about a lot. How do you do a colour pop? Now colour pop, well that's where you make an image black and white but leave a little bit of it, preferably a nice vibrant colour, still in colour. Well, here's how I do it. Now don't forget, if you're a fan of the printed page, don't forget to check the more area under the video to see if there are any free ebooks or work files. If there are, just click on any links in to download them. Okay, let's dig in. Okay, so here we've got a nice colourful image of a flower, and I'd like to try and isolate it and drop all the background into black and white and just leave the colour of the flower showing through. Okay, first thing we need to do is make a selection of the flower, the part that we want to keep in colour. Now my selection tool of choice on this one is the quick selection tool. And I'm going to have a nice small brush. Here we've got about 15 pixels. And I'm just going to go around inside and try and make a selection. You'll see it makes a pretty good stab at more to these sharp edges. Anything with a bit of contrast it'll find straight away and make a really good job of. We might have some little edges to just correct at the end, but that's okay. And I'd like this, the stem as well, so I'm going to click and drag down the stem to get that. And then there's these little pieces here. Well, rather than make my brush bigger and smaller, which you can do, I often find it's a little bit easier to just go overboard a little bit and then hold the Alt key down to go into subtract from selection mode and just delete the pieces you don't want. That's not bad. I don't want that piece in there, so again I've got the Alt key down, I'm just clicking, and I do want these pieces in because they're part of the flower. So again I'm going to go a bit far down at the bottom and then hold the Alt key down and come back. And sometimes it's just a bit easier to paint out things than it is to paint in things. Oh, we've missed a bit at the back, so to get that little leaf in there, and I think that's about good. Okay, now I'm just going to improve the selection a little bit. I'm going to go into select and mask. And there we can see, well, that doesn't seem to have done a bad job, though I say so myself. I think all I'll do is I'll just shift the edge in a tiny bit, maybe a very small amount of feathering and a little bit of contrast. And I think that's about it. And then what I'll do is I'll output it as a selection. You've got some choices here, but I'll output it as a selection. And then I click OK. And now here we've got our refined selection. It's a little bit softer at the edges. And now what I want to do is add a black and white adjustment layer. And once you've got a selection in place, if you add an adjustment layer, it will automatically create a mask for you. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of the layers panel to get my little adjustment layers icon, and I'm going to go on and click on black and white. And you can see what's happened here. I've done exactly what it says on the tin. It's made what I've selected black and white. But my mask is the wrong way around now. What I want is everything that's black white and everything that's white black. So a quick way of doing that is you can either click on the mask and then click invert, or you can just press the keyboard shortcut Control and I, or Command and I if you're on a Mac. I'll just go and click the invert button while I'm there. And there we have it. I'll just well, let's close that down because I don't need it. So here now I can see I've got a nice coloured flower against a neutral dark background in black and white. Now I've got the adjustment, so if I double click on the adjustment now, I've got access to all these colour ranges in the black and white area behind. So for instance, if I think there's some yellows in the area behind, I can change the yellows. Or I can change the darkness or lightness of the yellows. So any greens, a little bit. So you can actually play around and just change the background to whatever suits. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of blue in there. I don't think there's any magenta. No, can't see any. But anyway, that's a good position to be in. So we'll just leave it at that. Now after that I may decide that the colours in the flower could do with a little bit of help, a little bit of a boost. So I'm going to click back on that flower layer, and now I'm going to put on a hue and saturation adjustment layer. And when that comes up, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a boost in the saturation, just to give it a little bit more of a kick. And I'll just close that down. And there we are. I think our work here is done. We have a colour pop. We got a nice bright coloured object surrounded by a very neutral and grey background. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment under the video. Or if you liked it that much, share it with a friend or two. Don't forget to check out the more area under the video if there's any links there for any download files or free ebooks. And please click the subscribe button at the end of the video, so when I upload a new video, you are the first to know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.